just usher in with this one reflect that religiosity in this whole presentation. Good morning, Chief. How you doing?
Good morning, and it's a pleasure being here. Good morning to the amazing people of District Number 6 of Montserrado County. Good morning to the good people of Liberia. And I'm grateful to sit here this morning. I also want to say good morning to the 2,200 students presently at the African Dream Academy. About 100 plus women and children this morning at the Haven Care Medical Center. And I want to say good morning to everyone. It's just a pleasant day to be here. I was on a motorbike coming here and enjoying a little rain, but I'm grateful to be here. Thanks for having me.
Okay, first let me inquire, how is the district?
Well, I would say it's been 5 years of God's faithfulness. His faithfulness, it has been so wonderful. I'm grateful when I took this joining a couple of years ago, the expectation was very high, but I always lift up my eyes unto the hills from whence cometh my help. Regardless of what has happened, we embark on few things that were very important.
Okay.
One of those things was electricity. I'm grateful to the President of the Republic of Liberia, His Excellency Dr. George Manawia. I'm grateful to LEC for what they've done. I'm grateful to the European Union. I'm grateful to World Bank. I'm grateful to the German government also. Through their support, we have been able, I would say 95% the substations is completed.
Okay.
We are looking forward to make sure that it's energized. I'm also grateful to the finance ministry and the government for making good on the promise to the power line between Sierra Ivory Coast and Liberia. This is important because in the absence of electricity, you have a lot of thief rate, you have a lot of harassment, you have our children that are not being educated well, you have a place where security becomes a very issue. People bags have been taken from them, people phones have been taken. Though we are not fully energized, we haven't been light up yet, but we are contemplating that this will be done before the year come to an end.
Okay.
So we are grateful for Tinker Village, we're grateful for Basa Town, we're grateful for other places that the poles has been erected, wires have been ran. Portion of the places they've started giving out the meters, they've been talking to people. We still have low ways to go, but we are grateful for that process.
Okay.
We're grateful for the water process on the Rock Hill. Rock Hill, people have suffered for water for many years. They struggle a lot. We're thankful to the First Lady who began the pilot project, and now we're grateful to the World Bank. Okay. The World Bank is erecting the largest water tower reservoir in the Republic of Liberia on that hill.
Okay.
We believe that will relieve our people from going down the hill, or relieve them and give them the ability to have clean drinking water and have some resemblance of normality. So we're grateful for that. We're thankful. We want to appeal to everyone in the district for the road project, but we think it's a good thing for us in the long way. And the first round, there were some issues. We think the way they started the project wasn't properly done.
Okay.
They dug both sides of the road, and they just created a huge havoc. We think it's being corrected now. Drainages have been put in place.
Okay.
We hope this dry season will see some help. We appeal to all those, we apologize to all those who are commuting to work in the morning on the Rawafi Highway. It's getting difficult. I'm grateful to the Public Works Minister. I'm grateful to Mr. Slewion. I'm grateful to East. We've had a meeting and we'll continue to have a meeting. We're trying to get a detour from the old EAW hospital that will take you all the way till you come to behind the kidney jar. We get another detour that will take you from Tinker Village and bring you all the way behind the President House. Okay. So we're trying to create a safe passage. Very instrumental, Mr. Amadou Belete, who's been working hard, trying to open some of these alleyways. We're grateful to Ambassador Otis Harris, who have contributed also fuel to make sure some of those alleyways behind there is clear. So we hope in the next couple of weeks you will start to see some relief on the traffic on the main road going to work and coming from work. It's very important to us. So our district is faring well.
Okay.
Our district is doing what we can. We've had a lot of graduations. I want to congratulate all the graduates from high school and from college as well. So I think there are other issues that we can deal with, but we are grateful for what God has done so far.
Okay, so you made a reference to the electrifying district. You said yes, it's good, and thanks to the president and the rest of those who've been helping. Although you said that's not been fully done yet, you made a reference to the aspect of safe drinking waters. How your people, need to fetch, and get safe drinking water. Now, is it the only two major developments so far that's taking place in your district?
There are a lot of things that have gone on besides the regular women empowerment that around the community. There are other things that have gone on. The minimum road projects, the minimum well projects in different communities that have been done. I think to look at the district as a whole, looking back of where we've come from, we think there are a lot of aspects of our projects that have helped the district. We have a district office that is not completed. It's going to cost thousands of dollars more. We want to make sure that project is completed.
You started it?
Yes.
Okay.
I think actually the Honorable Snow began that project. The contractor didn't do a good job. So we had to demolish the entire structure. We are now at roof level, but we paused because we want to extend 2 wings. One wing will be the resource center for young people. The other wing will be offices for the women, for youth, and for other civil society groups that are in the community. The district office is very important to our district. We think also the community empowerment of different women groups, whether through small loans or what have you, have been very important. The little bridges that we've done, whether in Pellet-town, in Bassett-town, they've been very important. The little interventions with ladder rights on the Vera roads has been important. As we look at these things that we've done, there are other things that are so critical. The electricity issue remains a hackling issue for our district. If you look at Ziontown has not been electrified. We're thankful we made an appeal to the president. They've approved that. The Minister of Public Works is aware. Chris Electric is about to work on going into Ziontown. We're thankful. I spoke with the ED, President ED at the LEC. I spoke with Mr. Gongavon at the LEC. We're trying to get a diagram from Chris, who's doing a wonderful work so that they can get that place hooked up. Zola Town is also completed now. So we think our work around the district, some has been solo, some has been quiet, but in all, we continue to be present at all time, at every circumstances that arises. You cannot say you're a representative only for maybe electricity, but then when someone in the hospital, you don't go there.
Sure.
There are those who will say it's not their responsibility to go to the hospital when a lady is dying, when a lady has given birth, it's their responsibility. But as I always caution the people of District Number 6, when you marry a woman, you can't say, I don't marry your ma, I don't marry your pa, I don't marry your grandmother. I'm not here to complain about the many requests, but I think our people are struggling. And as it comes of these circumstances, we must be able to fill in those gaps. The district had a school that was completely dead, a district school that was down, that was completely going, oblivious.
Your public school?
Yes,
Okay.
it's called the District 6 School. It's a community school. It's operated by the district.
Okay.
Now, this school, we were able to resuscitate, revitalize the school. The school went from 6th grade to about 12th grade. We are working very hard to make sure that school is okay. A couple of weeks ago, one of the property that was being used by the school that was projected to be used by the school in the future, there's an agreement between the Early Warning Center, sponsored by ECOWAS, to build the Early Warning Center in the district as well, very close to the school. We're grateful to the manager or the director of that center. We're grateful to the commissioner of the Library Land Commission, who put us in touch with that, has been able to orchestrate that. We're grateful to ECOWAS. We're grateful to Honorable Edwin Snow. We believe through its instrumentality to this thing has been done. We see that coming to fruition in the district as well.
Okay.
That will create jobs for our people, that will create safety for our country, It will help the country to have an idea of what's happening, whether to storm and different issues at early warning centers. So we think the school has been a great help to the people of GSA. We hope we can do more. We'd like to see that expand in a better way. So there are a series of things that have been done in the district that we are pleased with, we're pleased of. The more, we think we could have done more. The problem that we face right now, which is going to be a serious issue, is the ELWA market. The ELWA market has been over there for eons. We are grateful to the president for renovating that market, but the market had to be removed because it is right on the road. Now, the ELWA has pretty close to hundreds of acres of land. That's tens of acres of land. What the marketeers have done, initially, the land was given to ELWA as a gift to do ministry. And the market has been over the ELWA workers. They go to that market, they sell to that market, they buy from that market. At this point in time, the government have to remove the market. Initially, the previous managers of ELWA agreed to give 2 lots to ELWA market inside, where it will be cut off, and a few buildings will be built there for the marketers. We totally separated from the compound. So we begin in negotiation with ELWA management. Our negotiation is that ELWA is a ministry. ELWA have been here for years. ELWA has done a wonderful job. At this point in time, we're asking for 1 lot. The government is asking for 1 lot through my office so that we can build a market. It's going to be cut off. There's going to be a fence. It's not going to be bothering ELWA, so that the people of District Number 6, the people of ELWA community, the workers of ELWA can have place to buy their food, can have place to go and sell. So there are many things that are going on in the district. The biggest problem we face in our district is continuing to be the drugs issue. Drugs issue. We continue to see these dilapidated buildings being occupied by young people. I must commend the DEA for arresting this whole drug saga that happened. $100 million worth of drugs. I must commend it. I must commend the U.S. Embassy for helping, partnering together to see this is taken care of. And so we think it's a great opportunity for our people to build on, take it from there and see how we stop this. But as we collect these people, we want to know what's going to happen to them. So I want to add my voice and add to the many people and say to the Senate, let's pass this bill. Let's pass this bill that if you are caught selling drugs, if you are caught bringing drugs, if you are caught destroying the future leaders of Liberia, if you are caught, you should be dealt with accordingly. We shouldn't see you on the street tomorrow making mockery of our justice system. And I think if these things are put in place, it will curtail, it will reduce the uses of drugs. And I'm grateful finally to Liberia Land Commission. We've written them, appealing to them, appealing to the president through them. Around the GSA fence, there are many people who have lived there for years. They built the houses, they've established themselves, but they have been paying money to people who consider themselves as caretakers. So they are considered squatters on government land. We've appealed to the government to see, through his good office, the president of Liberia can deed these small portions to these people so that it can reduce poverty in our country. My mother couldn't afford to buy the land. I had to buy it for her. She's about 90 years old. She lives with me. Some of these people cannot afford. Poverty is difficult. So we think that this will help them. This will help relieve them of these troubles. We've appealed for the 2 big buildings around the rehab area. These buildings can be used. There's squatters in that building right now. They've been there for years. But we think this building can be used for vocational schools because we think technical education is very important to the viability of our future nation. So we're appealing for those 2 buildings to be used. So there are many things we are doing in the district, but we don't think it's okay to always go on radio, blow your horn, go in the community and start to insult people. So we're thankful for the platform.
Now let me dig into initially some of the things that you just listed.
What are you using to dig? The hammer?
I'm using digger. Don't worry. Okay, you spoke about loans that you've been given your people. Is it the market people?
What we've done is that 2015, 2016, we embarked on a small loan project. The goal was not to give me back. The goal was how do you help our women from poverty how do you empower them to come to a certain degree? So I started with a very small amount of money. I want to say thank you to the rehab market. Rehab market have proven that when women are given the support, they can take it at another level. Rehab market, I give them 25,000 LD. Rehab market took that 25,000 to over 6 million Liberian dollars. They added their own money. They got involved. So this was more than 50, 60, 70 groups that I gave this money to around the district. That continued to encourage us. We step it up to Kisikem, to other places. We've done 100,000 per group. We're trying to say to them, we give you small little money. It's not much. You have a group of women. How you take this money, add your own money into it, turn it around. When you sell, you take a loan. If you are buying a bag of bitter ball, a bag of orange for 2,000, and you have to be two, and you split that orange, what we're saying you buy your own orange, you alone. You buy your bag of orange, but when you sell, you pay the money back so someone else can take that money and move on.
Pay it back to your office?
Pay it back to your, no.
Okay.
You pay it back to your group.
Okay.
You're not paying it back to us. It's not a loan that you're going to pay back to us. You pay it back to the group so that another person can take it. It's not a way, I've not discussed this on the air because it is not to boast political expediency. It is rather to uplift our women, those women who walk to vote for me, those women who are struggling in the district. That's why we provide vocational schools for them as well. So the loan has been very important. We're continuing to expand that to different level.
Okay.
So we went from just 25,000 to now 100,000. So we are doing some 60, 70,000, but we think it's a way. We appeal to the president to have what we call the Claria Women Empowerment Loan of District Number 6. We've made a pledge of 1,000 US dollars to that fund. We are hoping that when all of that is put in place, that can continue to go on. But women empowerment is quintessential to what we do.
Okay.
Many of us leave our homes in the morning. We leave $200 on the table or $300. We expect the woman to perform magic so that money can turn into $500.
Surely.
When we come back in the evening, after we struggle all day, food is on the table. How does she make it? We think by empowering them this way, it's okay. So we want to do what we can to help our women, to help our home. And I think by helping the children and helping the women, you release the burden of the man, you make the home strong. And that's why most of my project is towards women and children.
Okay. So let me take you to the Capitol building now, to the House of Representatives where you work. What's your contribution? Well, how much or how many bills have you under the 5 years?
Well, we managed to put 5 bills on the floor. Those 5 bills have not been passed.
1 year, one bill.
No, I did all at once.
Okay, I thought it was 1 year.
Maybe one could represent a year.
I know.
There were a few bills that we thought was very important. In Liberia, when you go to the hospital, you must pay before you are treated. The Liberian Decent Health Care Bill states that when you go to a hospital and you are dying, not when you are just sick, but you are dying, you should be treated without any question. You should be treated once you are resuscitated and you are alive. Then we can talk about a bill. There are many clinics, you go to many hospitals, you can go there, you can be dying. They can see the last breath coming out of you. If you don't put the deposit down, they're not going to touch you. What I'm saying in that bill is that decent people who struggle, I think they expect the decency to survive, to live. That bill states that when someone is dying and you bring them to your facility, do everything you can, except if you are not able that person. Because when that person survives, they live, they can struggle to pay you back. But if they die, Liberia has lost a soul, we've lost someone we don't know.
So what's the status of the bill now?
The bill is in committee room. I will go back to that bill.
Yeah, it's been there for almost 2-3 years.
No, I think probably about a year or so.
Probably, okay.
Yeah.
But why is it taking that long?
Well, you have to lobby, number one. Number two, I think the lawmakers...
So you don't have the lobbying ability to ensure that your bill passes quickly?
It's not about not having the lobbying ability. I think a lawmaker who doesn't believe that their constituent need to be treated, then it's up to that lawmaker. I think a lawmaker who doesn't see the need for that is up to that lawmaker. But I think we've had so many stuff on the table that we need to go back. I think my colleague, there are people who are sensitive to the needs of their people. We'll go back to that bill and begin to talk to them. Because we think that bill would be very helpful to our people. Another bill we put on the floor is the Great Gift Bill. I call it the Great Gift Bill because in his speech, 1961, John F. Kennedy said, "Ask not what your nation can do for you, but what can you do?" A lot of people say Liberia is elephant meat that people cut and go. They take what they want to take. So the bill states that each county should get $5 million. We should take a loan that will transform our country. 1 million.
Liberia should take a loan?
That's right. We've taken loan, millions of dollars loan, hundreds and hundreds of millions. We are saying this 200 million loan, 500 million go to per county. 1 million will go into endowment. So for the first time in the history of Liberia, each county will have an endowment. You cannot use all that money. You only use a percentage of it. And that money is strictly for development purposes. We are seeing 3 million will go to agriculture purposes. So if Nema County is going to grow cassava, they're going to focus on cassava. If Bon County is going to grow pepper, they'll focus on pepper. If Grange are going to focus on another crop, they'll focus on it. We're also saying in that bill that 1 million will go to a housing project. So you can't just build house in Nema and not build house in Grange there. You build house in Cape Mount and not build house in Bummy. But that 1 million will create a housing complex around the country. All of the county will have the housing complex. The housing complex will have a little clinic and will also have a community school.
Okay.
You are building community, you are creating jobs, you are helping our people. 25 million will go to build the National Food Processing Center. So all the food that will be created in each of the districts, in each of the counties, we have a place where you go and process them. So every year around, you have plum, you have pineapple. We think we shouldn't be buying pepper from Guinea. We shouldn't be buying pepper from Ivory Coast. This thing will empower us. It will help us to stay on our own. We're also seeing from that budget, the National Football Academy should be built. The National Football Academy will create a new breed of people who will replace George Weah when it comes to this soccer icon in the world. Can you imagine having 50 people who are stars who can go out and play those games? They are sold in different countries and they can come back to the country and give. So this bill seems to stimulate our economy, seems to help our people. We're also saying that every furniture that will be in the government offices for the next 5 years should be made in Liberia.
Locally produced.
Locally produced, made in Liberia by Liberian. We shouldn't bring things out of the country for now because we think that will help boost our economy. It will help bring value to the woods that are developed in Liberia. So these are some of the things we are also asking, that every government vehicle should be fixed at LOIC. It should be taken to GSA and NBDC. It shouldn't be taken to other people who would then begin to charge huge amount of money. We are seeing contract that's supposed to be for Liberians should be given to Liberian. So that's some of the things that are in that great
Your
bill.
bills have good intentions. Your bills seek to really, put some premium on bettering the lives of our people, which I really appreciate. But why is it taking that long, especially, being an influential figure in the House of Representatives?
I think maneuvering through the House require time, require a lot of things. There are a lot of competing priorities that comes up on the floor. I think what I need to do now is to go back. I want to embark on a trip to, first of all, conscientize the constituents around the country about that bill. Whether I win as a representative the second time or not, I would like to partner with someone to be able to see that bill go through. I think going through will help Liberia, will help this government, will help any government, will help our people. I think we have a lot of people who are talents. They are football stars, they are football legends, but they are hidden in the darkness in Liberia. They don't have anything to go, nowhere to go. We think if we can have a place that the skills can be bred upon, it will help them. So what we would try to do going forward is to speak with each lawmakers. Make sure we have it on record, that we spoke to John Brown. Do you have any question about this bill? What do you think this bill shouldn't be passed? So that's what I want to embark on, speaking to lawmakers, and then from there talk to constituents and see how we can pass that bill. Because we think these bills will be very helpful. The other bill that I think is very dear to my heart, which I want to thank the president, I want to thank the legislature for passing the dual citizenship bill.
Okay.
It was a bill that if a Chinese or a Lebanese or a German or an American came to Liberia and he was here for 1 week, he had a visa to legally stay in Liberia, to be in Liberia, met a Liberian girl, they fell in love, and she got pregnant and he left, unknowing whether she's pregnant or not. When he leave this country and the woman found out she's pregnant, and he never come back in this country. She had to take care of the pregnancy. She had to take care of herself. She had to do everything she can. Sometimes people laugh at her in the community. They say she's hopeless. She slept with a Lebanese man or Liberian or this and that. But that woman will go through all of that and born that child. In Liberia, when that child is born, the child is a foreigner. The child doesn't have any right in this country. That law states that that child should be recognized. That child born by a Liberian woman should be recognized as a citizen of the Republic of Liberia. That law also states that in Liberia, when you have a child outside of wedlock, you have to legitimize the child. If you don't legitimize the child and you died, every property you have, that child have zero contact to that property. What the law states that, because a lady came in my office and said to me, Reverend Enders, my husband and I, we had a child. We had a child before he went to the States. When he went to the States, he divorced me while he was in the States, got married to another woman. But we purchased a land. He bought, those days people buy everything, put it in the name, don't put in the woman's name, not in both of their name. And when he died in the States, his wife that he had in the States came to Liberia
And claimed
claimed everything.
Mashallah.
And that woman and her son was thrown outside. They had nothing to go. I think it's a very wicked law that we have in this country that penalizes some of these women and penalizes these children. I think it's a very bad law that was put into place by people who were in power. And because they were in power, they wanted to have their concubines, but they did not want these people to have access to what they have. So they brought them from the interior, they stayed with them in their home, they impregnated them, but when they had children, they came down and said, no, my property is not for you, your baby is not mine because I didn't legitimize the child, so go do what you can. And then Liberian people say, you are a bastard. And I'm one of those who are called bastard. But a bastard doesn't define my future. Being a bastard doesn't tell you where I'm going. Being a bastard doesn't change the codes and the plans that God had for me. So I believe that such law will empower those children to feel worth. We empower our women to understand, and we men to be conscious, knowing that there are responsibility that lies ahead of us.
You've done a lot under the 5 years. Preferring 5 bills, and besides that, seeking the welfare of the people in the district. There are basic social services, trying to provide them electricity, water, and the rest of them, giving them loans. Now, with all of what you've done, Representative Enders, what do you think are your chances for re-election?
I do not sleep worrying about re-election. Do not worry that I'm going to win and I'm not going to win. I go into the election knowing the outcome will be fruitful. But I also accept that if we were to go to 2023 election and Reverend Enders did not win, does that change my name? No. Does it change the African dream? No. I'm grateful to the Abbasis who sold the place to me. In fact, we're now negotiating to be best partners. They gave us hope. They gave us life. And I'm a Presbyterian. I'm an ordained Presbyterian minister. I believe in predestination. What God had predestined will happen. I do not worry about 2023. I worry about today. Because 2023 is in God's hands. Winning election, I think I'm going to win district number 6. I'm not going to be running around like little kids. District 6 is not for children. It's not a place you go. There are educated people in that district.
Are you insinuating that there are children in the race?
I'm not insinuating. Okay. I'm telling you what is happening.